Hey everyone, I'm Lucas Hansen with Hansen Media, and in this video we're going to go over 6 things that you can do to level up your videos using motion graphics. Stay tuned. Motion graphics might be an intimidating term, but essentially it's just animation in your video. The first thing that we're going to go over is choosing the right font.
Why do they need the right font?
Choosing the right font is especially important in any design, but it's also super important in motion graphics and animation because it's going to be moving around, maybe be different sizes, and overall it's going to be changing over time. You want to make sure that your font is readable and makes sense anytime in your video, therefore in your animation. Also, think of the tone of your video. You wouldn't want to use Comic Sans on something that's super serious, and you wouldn't want to use Merryweather on some children's birthday invite. The second thing is choosing the right color scheme. I try to make sure that all my colors blend together pretty well. Choose a color palette for yourself and give yourself a primary color, a secondary color, and an accent color that you can use in your animations and in your video. Also, color has some connotations that we just kind of assume most of the time, like a green check mark versus a red X. One's positive and one's negative, right? So when you're choosing your colors, make sure that you know what your color represents and what your viewers are gonna perceive it as. Third thing that we wanna talk about is using transitions effectively. With motion graphics and animation, there's movement, so you wanna guide your viewer to the specific part of the screen that you want them to see. So use transitions in order to do that. But make sure to use them sparingly because they can become really distracting if you have a transition in between every sentence. Fourth thing we want to go over is using storytelling techniques. Any video is pretty much just another way to tell a story, and motion graphics and animation are no different. Typically, they can be used to enhance the story a little bit or put some more emotion into your video. And with any story, throwing it back to English class, there's a rise and a fall for each story, and so you want to make sure that you can accent that story in your video. The next thing we want to talk about is using data visualization techniques. That's a whole mouthful, but it relates to using data and different infographics in your video. If you're working with data, statistics, and numbers like that, a lot of times different graphs and things can become pretty lifeless and pretty flat and not really engaging. So using motion graphics and animation can help boost the engagement of your video. The last thing that we want to do is use sound effectively. Sound can be a powerful tool in motion graphics, and a lot of times I've found that it's the little tiny touches that make the most difference. Make sure to use sound sparingly and don't let it overwhelm the whole video, and make sure that the tone and the feeling come across in your video just like you want it to, and let the music and sound effects enhance your final product. Hopefully these tips have helped you out a lot. I know that I use them almost every day. If you think that I missed any, or if you have any others to add, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around to the very end. I'll see you in the next video.